When you are young, everyone asks, what do you want to be when you grow up? And people usually say they want to be doctors or something else. But today, I want to talk about the importance of having your own business. It's better to have your own business rather than having a job. And this is because when you have your own business, you have time freedom. And when you have time freedom, it means you could spend as much time as you want with your family and friends. But if you have a job, you don't really get to spend much time with your family. And if someone in your family gets sick or something happens, you have to ask for permission from your boss. And most of the time, they might not even allow you to be with your family. So, but if you have your own business, you could spend time with your family members when they're sick or whenever they need you. And this means that you're not going to be restricted by your job. And when you have time freedom outside of your job, you will be able to do the things you love. But if you have a job, you spend most of your time working for your job and you don't really have time for your hobbies. But if you have like your own personal business, you're gonna have extra time for your hobbies and for the things you love. And number two, having your own business gives you financial freedom. When you have a job, you're always worried about money and paying your bills. And most of the time, you get paid from your job and you spend all your money paying off your bills, and you don't have any extra money left after that. But if you have a business, it will allow you to have money after you pay off your bills. You would still have extra money, which means you don't have to worry about paying off your bills every time because you're gonna have financial freedom. And this eliminates a constant worry because when you just have a job, you always stressed out and worried about your bills. But if you have your own business, you're gonna have financial freedom. It means you don't have to worry about paying off your bills all the time. When I say this, I'm not saying that at the beginning of your business, it's not like you're gonna become rich. It's gonna take time for your business to make money, but eventually, compared to having a job, you would have financial freedom when you have your own business rather than just having a job. Number three, having your own business gives you location freedom. You'll be able to travel to different places, and you're not gonna be restricted to one place. And if someone from your family gets sick or someone passes away, you would be able to travel to the place they are at to visit them. But if you have a job like in a different location away from your family, then you might not even be able to go see them when they get sick or your relatives pass away because you live like in a different places. But if you have your own business, you could be able to travel to your family or visit your family if someone passes away or something like that. So, because of the location freedom you're gonna get as a result of having your own business, you're gonna be able to reach to your family for emergencies, like whenever they're having emergencies. Number four, when you have your own job, you're always worried about getting fired. You never want to upset your boss because you're afraid of being fired. But if you have your job, if you have your own business, nobody's gonna fire you. So that would make you feel more secured. And when you are like working for someone else, uh, most of the time you don't love the job that you do because like when we talk about like a specific job, there are parts that you might love, there are parts you might hate. Most of the time when you work for someone else, they make you do the things that you tend to hate. But if you have your own business and there's a job and then it has like a part that you don't like and a part that you love, you could just hire somebody else to do the part that you don't like, and you could just focus on the part that you love and you could just do that. So you get this freedom when you have your own business to choose which part of a job that you want to do. But if you're like working at a job, then most of the time you don't love what you do. You just do what you're told. You don't get to choose. And that's just, it's gonna make you unhappy. And okay, like for example, if you're someone that is unable to start your own business, my advice for you is that even if you can't start your own business, at least you should teach your children to start their own business. Like, don't ask them if they want to be a doctor or if you, what kind of job they're gonna get when they grow up. You should just ask them what kind of business they want to open when they grow up. You need to teach them that it's better to open a business than to get a job. And to do this, you have to teach them that they need to solve a problem for other people, and based on that they should start like a business, because that's the way they will get time freedom, financial freedom. And when you do this, it means that your children are not gonna repeat the same cycle like you, like you're working at a job and you're not happy. But your children, they shouldn't have to do that. They should have more freedom than you. So teach them to open their own business so they could have freedom in different ways. And if someone asks how can they start a business, my answer is, first you need to think about a problem around you and solve that problem and create a business based on the solution to a problem. And you should also think about what you love and your passion, and create a business based on your passion and the things you love, and provide a solution for other people. And when you open business based on this, you're gonna enjoy it because you're doing something that you love. And lastly, opening a business is better for your deen, because you'll be able to pray when you want, you'll be able to wear Islamic clothing, and you'll be able to follow Islamic practices without having to ask your boss. When you do normal jobs, you always have to like ask for permission for practicing your deen. But if you have your own business, you're gonna have the freedom to practice your own deen. And also, when you have like a job, you spend most of your time working, and you don't really spend much time practicing your religion. But if you have a business, you could just hire someone else to do most of the work, and you could spend most of your time practicing the deen, and you don't have to dedicate all your time working at a job. So having a business gives you the freedom to practice your religion. So I feel like for Muslims, it's better for them to open a business than do a job, because opening a business, in my opinion, goes well with our religion rather than having like a job. So my advice for everyone is like to have their own business or be self-employed rather than having a job. But if you can't start your own business, I understand, but at least teach your children to have their own business so they could have like freedom in many different ways.